not a micro brew, but like a micro dairy with only 6 cows pumping out some of the most delicious stuff that you'll find, not just in the state of Pennsylvania, but in the world in general from a chocolate milk standpoint. Trust me, I've been there, and this qualifies as some of the best stuff in the world. I'm at Pigeon Creek Farm on Pigeon Creek Road in Pottstown, Pennsylvania. Absolutely magnificent place here. I was turned on to this by my friend Dan, who had this at a local store and said, oh man, I can't stop drinking this stuff. You got to check this out. So lo and behold, showed up here to the farm, met Dan, caught up over some chocolate milk they've got. This is kind of wild. They've got both raw and creamline pasteurized chocolate milk, which I'm trying to think of a place that does both. Usually it's one or the other, and obviously raw chocolate milk is a pretty rare find, but they do it here, and it is drop dead gorgeous looking. The little store they got in there is awesome. The product is presented really well. Ruth was here. She told us a lot about the business, and she's just a treat to talk to. She's really generous with her time here, chatting us up. So how's the chocolate milk? Shook it up. The cream and the chocolate both mix in magically. It is separated when you see it, but just a little bit of shaking and it's all kind of mixed in for the time being. Here goes. Oh, this is the creamline chocolate milk, by the way, not the raw yet. I've already drank a whole pint of this stuff. Just catching up with Dan, but man, this is so good. It's relatively thin viscosity, unbelievable creaminess. It's absolutely delicious. The cocoa flavor is more of a more mature cocoa flavor. It's not like candified. It's not overly sweet, and it's not really on the malty side. It's just kind of a slightly darker chocolate flavor, which just works perfectly. This stuff is amazing. The concept of it looks gorgeous. The packaging they have also looks amazing too. I think Ruth mentioned that her daughter does graphic design. She's an artist, and she did the mural there on the side of the barn, which we'll get a shot of. And I think she might have had a hand in this packaging as well, which they nailed it. It's classy looking. It's black and white with the milk, the brown and the white and the dark brown in the background behind the label. It looks awesome. It looks super inviting.
Not the music! Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, every bit as delicious as it looks. I'm gonna regret not buying more of this stuff. I got a pretty full cooler, 2 coolers in the car right now, especially after my recent travels, but this is not to be missed. Wow, Pigeon Creek Farm, this stuff is amazing. They're only milking like 6 cows, I think. They've got 2 Holsteins and 4 Jerseys, and they're working towards A2 certification. I don't think it is right now. I don't care if it's A2 or not. It doesn't matter to me. It tastes amazing. I guess this is considered Pottstown. It's not in town Pottstown at all. It's out in the country a little ways, but it's a gorgeous spot to visit. Again, they got super friendly people that work here. Awesome store. They got meat and they got other stuff in there. I mean, obviously I'm focused on chocolate milk, but they do it extremely well. This stuff's a 10, by the way, and it's some of the best stuff in Pennsylvania, which, as you know, is saying something, because Pennsylvania is ground zero for chocolate milk in the entire world, and they have some of the best chocolate milk in this state, and this qualifies as that too. This stuff is awesome. So let's have the raw stuff. Maybe it's terrible. Okay, so how is the raw chocolate milk? Noticeably darker, more mature flavor even than the creamline. Absolutely delicious stuff. The base still feels about the same. There's maybe a little slight more of a grit to the chocolate. Yeah. As you can see, there's a little bit more of the gritty aftermath in the raw chocolate milk. Just the way it is, it still delivers a great chocolate flavor for sure. And if you like raw milk, it's a no-brainer. But that's not a knock on it. The stuff is absolutely delicious as well. I'll have them side by side in the review. Gun to my head, I feel like I prefer the creamline, the pasteurized version, which isn't always the case, but I've had great raw chocolate milk, and this is certainly one of them. But particularly if you like that darker, more mature cocoa flavor. Actually, the Waldo Way in Mineola, Texas, also a raw chocolate milk. Also, I mean, that was more super dark and mature cocoa flavor, but this is, I'd say, directionally similar. But still delicious in its own right. This is really good stuff. Wow, you can't really miss here at Pigeon Creek Farm. Amazing stuff. I know on the label it says brought to you by the humble cow or something like that. The cow has bragging rights as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't have to be humble for a second, but this is really super good stuff. Awesome visit. I believe the owners are out of town on a trip, which is a bummer. Love to meet them at some point, and maybe on my next trip back up to PA, be able to stop by and say hey, because they're doing a tremendous thing out here. It's kind of a micro, not a micro brew, but like a micro dairy with only 6 cows pumping out some of the most delicious stuff that you'll find, not just in the state of Pennsylvania, but in the world in general from a chocolate milk standpoint. Trust me, I've been there, and this qualifies as some of the best stuff in the world. So to the fine folks that bring this from the blades of grass into the glass, I guess. I don't need to rhyme that, but keep up the great work. You guys are doing an awesome thing.